'08 and '09, I was still doing commercial real estate, property and asset management, so it was fairly stable. So we didn't do any transactional work. But in 2011, when I started doing residential full-time, it was slow, out there just, showing up to the office every day and trying to make something happen. That's it, just show up, work, and, try to find people that want to buy a home and sell a home and work.
In 2008, I was in San Diego, sitting by a pool, watching the stock market go down like 400 points, and I was not at the office. And I went 122 days between closings, which was the longest streak I've ever had. So that scares you a little bit. So I had contacted my broker and said, let's figure this out. I need some help. I'm not sure what to do with my business. Starting in '02, we had a lot of new construction. Sales were pretty easy. Pretty good database of people that I had contacted that would just buy, so I didn't have to do a whole lot. So then in '09, started using Brian Buffini's service and started my database, my top 100. So I didn't actually have a database. It was an Excel here and some names in a different location. So I started organizing that database and just started contacting my top 100 people, and then grew to my top 200, and I had organized it to my top 25 referral sources, and realized that that's where the bulk of my business was coming from. So I'm 95% referral, and those top 25 people were sending me at least half of my referrals. So I realized that I needed to have a system in place to stay in the business. So for me, it was to get my database set up and get on the system and stick to it and show up to work every day and at least put in 4 hours of hard work, and the other 2 or 3 hours of the day is catching up on emails and doing the other stuff that we do, setting showings and whatnot. But I'm at the office every day at 9 or 9:30, and I leave every day at 4:30, 4:45. But while I'm there, I'm working, take a short lunch, just do the basics.
Starting in September of 2008, I thought that's what real estate was. I had no idea anything different. So at that point, I was with Keller Williams, and I had a ton of training. That's all I did, was take training, because I didn't really have anything else to do. I had a database, and I just kind of was flying by the seat of my pants because I didn't know how do you do this. And just by being out with people, I would tell everybody what I did, and just started having people, come to me, or I would fall across somebody who wanted to do something, but I kept going to the training, and I thought, well, if I'm not busy, I'm going to do something to better myself. And to this day, I still, if I have a break, if I see one day, if I've got time, I will find training. So still about once a week or once every 2 weeks, I go to a webinar, I go to training, because to me that somehow helped build my business, because I was still, or even, what you're talking about, somebody who is there to just put that little chipmunk in your back of your head again to say, drive, because sometimes, we all get to the point where you just don't want to do it anymore. Some of them are uplifting webinars, just anything. So that's kind of where I keep myself going, is remembering way back when you didn't have anything to do, just learn something.
I'm pretty much in the same road as her, is that when I started, it was a down market, so I didn't know anything else besides just pushing forward and trying to make this work for myself and for my family. Coming aboard with Easy Street was definitely a huge help, because there's a lead generation system there. You can take as many leads as you want. My phone was constantly ringing, but that doesn't mean that when you have that many leads, they're all going to work for you. I had to work my database. I had to constantly follow up, and I was putting in the beginning probably 14 to 16-hour days, from doing my emails to following up to calling my past clients. I downloaded my database from CP Morgan, put those into my system. Over the years, I've generated a lot of business that way. When my first year and a half, I would say I was probably 95% taking Easy Street leads. Now probably 10% of my business, 15 maybe, is Easy Street. So I've been able to build my referral and my base just from continuing to know it's not going to be like this forever. There's definitely success out there. People are still buying homes regardless of what rates are. You just have to find those people.
I would say in 2011, when I started, I let everybody know I was a resource for real estate. Obviously, real estate was still tough at that time, and everybody heard about it on the news, the housing market, the crash. And rather than just saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent, if you want to buy or sell your house, I would tell everybody I'm a resource for you. If you've got questions, call me. I'll be glad to walk you through anything that may help you make a decision, even if it's not buying or selling your house.
Wow. What were the, okay, think about this, and I'm sure your business has evolved over these years, but if you had to pick three things that you use today that attribute to your success, that is part of your week, it's part of the day, you absolutely do it, and maybe it's something like always giving you training, all the time, but three things you absolutely know in your heart have contributed to where you are and your success today and helped you over the course of the last couple of years. Even if it's getting on the phone with clients, if it's attending the training, three things, either products or things that you use or not.
I think one of the most important things for me is to get up every morning, get dressed, and go to the office. I think real estate agents may, wake up and I don't really have anything to do today. I'll just stay home. But when I started, I showed up at the office every day, not knowing what I was going to do, but I'd find something to do and just learn from agents being there. I also, follow up and be available to clients. Follow up promptly as soon as you can. You can't always answer the phone or a text message, but give them a call back or a text promptly. And if somebody calls you on a Friday afternoon and wants to see something Friday evening, if you don't have anything going, if I don't have anything going on, I'll check and see if we can get in the house to see it. If I've got something going on, obviously we can't. But I like to be available for my clients, and I think that helps. So they don't, especially new clients, they don't call somebody else that will be able to get them in the house when they want to.
Keep in touch with past clients. That's the easiest follow-up and phone call to make versus someone that you've never met. They've been in your car for hours and hours, or you've been inside their house, so you might as well call the people that you already know. So follow up with past clients. Go to the office, at least for a few hours a day. You'll learn something, while you're there, or your broker will have something. Sometimes you get a lead because you're the only person there. And then create some systems that work for you. So kind of OCD on some stuff, but I also know where all my transactions are at, so I don't worry or have to spend extra time tracking my pending sales or listings or buyers. So I would say create a few systems that work for you, or whatever that would be, I guess, end up being for. That way you don't spend time in the office on tasks that you don't need to be doing.